What's going on, everybody? And thank you guys again so much for joining from Inside Out. I'm your host, Jay, and we're doing another live roundtable right here in our studios of all places. Man, I have a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. I got a little bit of good news. I got a little bit of concerning news. So I got a mixed bag of things going on here tonight, and hopefully the team of the original people that you've seen here before will get up here on live panel and be a part of this broadcast here tonight. But nonetheless, I have a lot of things to try to unpack tonight, and I tried to figure out where and what portion should I unpack first, because all of it is very important to me to get out here tonight. But nonetheless, as you guys can see, I got my new shirt pinned up behind me so you guys can see what it looks like in more of a detailed perspective, because people have been asking about it. So there it is. The link to my store to grab one of these t-shirts you see right here is in the pin section of the chat. If you're interested, go check it out. There it is. So yeah, anyways, guys, I have a very interesting show for you guys tonight, and I'm glad you're all here. So before we get started, as you guys know, I want you guys to share this, get it out to people that can use this education for themselves and for others, because education is key, as I've said before to you guys before. And then on top of that, make sure you hit and smash the like button for this video tonight. That way it tickles the YouTube algorithm and all that. That way it helps YouTube, helps you, helps me. It's kind of a win-win for everybody on that note. And then, of course, I want you to hit the share button. But also, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button right now and make sure you guys turn on the all notification bell. That way you'll get notified on whatever device that you guys watch YouTube on, that your host Jay went live or is live or did upload a video right here on my channel. So please make sure you do all that. That way you can watch my videos and you won't miss any events that turn out for here tonight. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the very first thing that I want to jump in here with. Again, if you guys are new here, I'm Jay. I'm a prison activist. I do what I can to expose all the corruption and whatnot that's going on inside of our prisons. And I hope everybody can appreciate that nonetheless. But looks like everybody is slowly getting in here. I'll let you all take some time. I know going live at 6 o'clock can be concerning to some people. But nonetheless, I have other things going on, so I couldn't do it at 8. I had to do it at 6 tonight. But I got my good friend Tammy in the live panel. What's up, Tammy? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Jay?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I'm still breathing.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, so welcome everybody and welcome Tammy to the show. I'm glad you're here because like I said at the beginning of my intro, if you missed it, I have some interesting news for everybody if they haven't seen it yet already. So I can't wait to share that.
Oh, good.
So yeah, how you doing? Oh, you're over there in your neck of the woods.
Doing pretty good. They're trying to pull a fast one, and we found out today. Well, I kind of have suspected it for a while, but we kept waiting.
Are you talking about your husband's case?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't sound too happy.
Well, no, I mean, it's kind of like one of those things that if you give somebody a shovel and they want to keep digging, you let them dig and you let them dig till eventually they fall in.
Right.
And that's kind of how I see this. Sometimes you can see it as a double-edged sword too, but
right.
All of a sudden, you have this vindictive ex-wife that is trying to destroy him to no end.
Gosh.
But she's sick. She's sick, mental. She still has her wedding photos up and vacations and like as
So
if
they're
she's
still
still
pushing
with
her.
him.
She's if you don't mind me asking, she's still pushing her agenda. It sounds like.
She was, but this is a weird thing. Okay.
Mhm.
So he took that stupid plea, right? So how do I explain this? The civil side
Mhm.
was still ongoing. They
Mhm.
locked him up with the civil side to keep him entrapped so they could pull a lot of crap
Mhm.
on the criminal. And so while they had him entrapped in there where he couldn't talk to anybody, basically his hands are tied. You can't go and get bank records, or you can't go and do this, or you can't walk around and get stuff that you need. You have to depend on your public pretender to do that, and he wasn't doing anything. So here's the weird thing. So she's pushed this agenda, right? Like evil, 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 dark. Let me
Right.
sneak around, do all this backhanded stuff, right? To no
Mhm.
avail. But all of a sudden now she wants to pull out from going after him on the child support. Where
Imagine
she
that.
would remember how she was trying to get the extra 4 years for every month that he's been in jail
Yeah.
tacked on. Now she wants to have it dismissed. Well, remember what I have,
Imagine that.
because she would be looking at 18 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just on one charge. If the state decided to go after her, she's looking at even more time
Hmm.
in the county. So she's running. And so this is the crap they pulled. The judge in that case, it's a different judge, of course, now for like the fifth time. So it's a different judge, and I don't think she plays the backwoods ball court that the rest of the judges do.
Hmm.
I don't know why, because when they tried to make him get hemmed up on those charges, they tried to do it tack another case. It's like doing two cases in one. On the civil side, they were trying to get him for the back support, and then trying to get this future back support while he was in jail, right? It was two
Right.
separate contempts. So the judge was like, I'm not hearing this other contempt stuff right now. We're
Right.
dealing with what we're here for. We're not going forward. We're going to reschedule for that. And she looked at my husband and she said, I'm releasing your indigent attorney now, your court appointed, but it is going to be your responsibility to file for another one and fill out an indigent form to get another attorney for this upcoming case, which
Right.
was supposed to be March 22nd. Well, then they changed it, and now it's April 10th. He's still in holding, waiting to go to state prison since January.
Wow. Tammy, I'm going to pause
So
you
that's
right
it.
there for a second. I'm going
Anyway,
to pause you right there for a second because I'm getting some feedback. I was wondering if you could come back or go back out and come
go
back
out.
in because I think it's on your end.
I'll try. Yeah, we'll try it. Okay.
Sorry about this.
I know, no. It's no big deal. The weather's bad.
All right. Thank you. We'll get you back in. I do apologize for the sound issue. Sometimes these things do happen, guys, but she's going to get back in here in just a second. But while we're waiting for her, let me go ahead and start this podcast. Very interesting stuff from Tammy nonetheless, and very concerning. Hopefully we have some time a little bit later in the broadcast. We can touch more base on her situation, but I wanted to get some very important information out. So let's go ahead and do the share screen and get this stuff up because I think it's very, very fitting. Nonetheless, I got a couple of video clips I want you guys to watch, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's do the share screen real quick, guys. Settings. 1 second, Tammy. Actually, okay. Thank you, Tammy. If you stand by for 1 second, I want to get my share screen taken care of. So bear with me 1 second.
Sure.
All right, let's see. Where's that? All right, here we go. Oops, wrong. I don't know why it shows that. Anyways, can you guys see this on your screen? Can you see this? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I want you guys to pay attention to this video. Of course, there's obviously a couple more videos and whatnot I want to show you guys. Again, this is on TikTok. Watch this video. Tell me what you guys think. It's really great news for people like us. Here's the video. Uncut, unedited. This is his video, not mine.
Felons should have their full gun rights restored. 2 states agree with me on this, at least on a county level. The Supreme Court will also be ruling on a case involving felons owning guns in the next coming day. One of these states is going to shock you, too. So we'll start off with California. Oh, yeah, California. A Northern California judge decided that 2 felons deserve to get their gun rights back, especially since they've been cleared of their felony charges years ago. They've been expunged. These 2 were veteran police officers. You can now use that case as an argument for your own rights. And then in Kentucky, a man was caught after hitting a pole with a gun he wasn't supposed to be in possession of. And the judge decided, hey, you know what? We can't prosecute him for this. That'd be a violation of his Second Amendment right. What a base judge. The judge also said there's no writings from the time of the Second Amendment's founding that said take away guns from felons. The judge continued to say that rights are not limited to people that are virtuous or of good nature. And she said the Second Amendment is an individual right that extends to all Americans. That's the kind of people we need in our courts. You know, the state of California has 29,000 armed felons as it is. And I fully support felons getting their gun rights back, just like I support someone having free speech, even if I disagree with what they've said. And then finally, there's the Rahimi case, which has been in the Supreme Court for a while. It's going to get ruled on in the coming weeks or days. And that case was about a very bad man who got in trouble for something that did not involve his gun. And while Rahimi is a bad man, it doesn't mean he should have his gun rights taken. So not only do we have 2 counties in 2 different states supporting felons getting their gun rights back, we've also got the Supreme Court may rule on it on a national level. I know a lot of good old boys that'd be happy to get their gun rights back. Why do you think them Duke boys use bows and arrows?
So what do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let me come back into the chat, into the program. What do you think about that? That's the news I wanted to share with everybody. Of course, I have more. What's your take on that, Tim?
Absolutely. And I want everybody to remember we have people in there that are veterans that actually earned the right and gave us all the rights to be able to even be here, be breathing and talking. I was reminded of that today because I had to help a veteran at my job who was treated really, really terrible. Yeah, we definitely need to give people the rights back. You do your time. You should not go on being punished once that time is done. You have paid your debt.
Absolutely.
Move the frig on.
Yep, absolutely. And you hit that right on the nail, Tammy. And the reason why I brought that up and shown that clip, and of course, I think I'm going to try to do 2 more if time is permitting. But that's just the icing on the cake. Now check this out, guys. If we can do this, with the gun rights and the Second Amendment stuff and all that you guys saw in that video, imagine what other stuff that's unconstitutional that we can do. You get my drift? Other laws that I've talked about on here before and all of that. So if that can get done, this is going to open the door and make this a major game changer for America. Tammy?
Yeah, it's sad because there's places you can't even want to travel or want to do things. There's people that go in for crimes not related to guns, not related to some of these rights and liberties that get taken away. Absolutely. That affect their livelihood. And it's just disgusting. I don't know why we think that because somebody made a mistake, whether it was an intentional mistake or actually a mistake, and goes to jail and then goes to prison, has to be punished for the rest of their friggin' life. Like, why?
Where does it say that?
What is the point?
Right. Because
nowhere.
Right. I understand that laws are made almost every single day or year or whatever it is. Laws are made. But I want my followers and my fans to understand this. Laws do not, overtower the Constitution, if that makes any sense. The Constitution is above all laws in this country. And, so these laws that are being passed and made, obviously like this one that we were just talking about and the other one that I've mentioned before, when it comes to the registry and all that, is unconstitutional. And I think we should stand up, thousands of us stand up and make things right when it comes to the Constitution. I'm sick and tired of watching people's rights get violated. And that's just where I'm at with it. What do you think, Tammy?
100%. And we have to gather around each other and make that happen. Redeeming, I agree with you 100%. Most people want to come out and be productive, but it's the problem. Yes, lawmakers right there, and until we start
Mhm.
taking our power back as citizens of this
Mhm.
country
Mhm.
and voting their asses out of the government.
There you go.
And I mean, and it's high redeeming. It starts from the very most basic
What's up,
things
Redeeming?
as who we put in as our mayor, as who we
Right.
put on our city council, our school boards, our elected judges, sheriffs. They're all friggin' elected.
Right. Correct.
So they have free reign and power goes to their head.
And they get their guns rights back too, don't they?
Yeah, of course. Of course they do. Of
Yeah.
course. Let me ask you something. Okay, so let me ask a really crazy question. So there's a big case all over the country right now.
Mhm.
It's about 6 Mississippi deputies outside of Jackson, Mississippi.
Mhm.
They took and they got these guys. They pulled them over because a house had been robbed, burglarized.
Mhm.
And they took these guys. They're called the Goon Squad, Mississippi Goon Squad. Look it up. These deputies.
Mhm.
They took the 2 black guys and they beat the living snot out of them.
Mm.
Then they took them to an abandoned house and essayed them
Oh,
a
geez.
couple of different ways.
Yeah.
And then
See?
one of the deputies took a gun and pew-pewed one in the face.
What in the hell?
And they got their sentencing yesterday. Their federal sentencing. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
20 years and 10 years time served.
Oh.
What the ever living
How?
Christ? Why? How? Where? And how could the sheriff not know that 6 of his deputies were racist? I'll say it, Redeeming. They're racist. They're racist. They're old school.
Well, it sounds like more
Let's
than
put
that.
some white sheets on and let's go get them. That's what it was. And
It goes way beyond
terrible.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes. Way beyond that. That to me is absolute the very fiber and core of something to get me started because
Right.
and let's see if they get their pew-pews back when they get out.
Oh, they probably will, because if all
Yeah.
this is like what I'm talking
they
about
live
here
through
tonight,
it.
if it all passes, I mean, you know, it's awesome for us, for me, because look, I feel I deserve mine back. If you
Yeah.
stop and think about it, you know, and not everybody's going to agree, but nonetheless, I feel I have a right to have my Second Amendment back. But when it comes to something like that, ooh, come on.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? When the very people that are supposed to uphold the laws are out there doing things like that, why in the hell do they get these light sentences? And my husband got 25 and has to serve 11 and a half.
Yeah, tell me what's wrong with that picture.
And he has not one shred of evidence against him.
Yeah.
And these people,
yeah,
I just can't wrap my head
around. It's
around.
so hard to try to fathom, right?
And then the sheriff, the top of the food chain, is the sheriff for that. And they're okay to let. How can you tell me you didn't know your officers, your deputies felt that way? You didn't know none of that shit was going on. These guys have been doing stuff to people for how many years now?
Their partners back the blue. It's a blue gang. Come on, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying though, right? Don't sit up there in the courtroom and say you had no idea.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
Ignorance is no excuse. Ignorance is no excuse. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, me either. I'd call it.
All right.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for that, Tammy. Wow, what an amazing story. We might have to do a little bit more information and whatnot on that, and probably do maybe a show. But that I wish
I could get Mary in here to tell you. We got to get a day when she can come in on one of the days during the week after work that she can come in and do a story with you on it.
Just make
He
an
knows
interesting
about it. I'll
time.
talk to
Yeah,
him.
figure out the good time and all that, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining and watching this roundtable discussion where we discuss some of the most important, shocking, and concerning stories or cases that are going down right now in this country. But I'm going to do a share screen again and show you a story that was shared by one of my friends, one of my followers, I guess I could say. You guys have seen him before in here in the chat. His name's Trey. But anyways, he sends me stuff, and it's very concerning, nonetheless. But let's go ahead and do that. Thank you, Redeemin. Again, Redeemin, the platform is up for you as well. Like I said, you're invited anytime you come in here. You can come up on the panel and kick it with me and Tammy and put your free speech out there if you want. So there it is. The option is yours. Nonetheless, the link to join is in the pinned portion of the comment section there. So make sure if you want to join, just hit that. Come on in as a guest, and we'll do it again and have you up here speak your mind. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and do the screen share. I want to make sure I figure out. God, I can't even talk tonight. Figure out which one we're going to talk about first. But let me go ahead and finish. Actually, I want to finish this up on gun things. Where's my? No, that's not it. There it is. Oh, I love all the buttons. All right, let me see here. Bear with me, guys. And Tammy, let me know if you can see this on your screen, please, and also read it.
Okay.
1 second, Redeemin. 1 second. Let me do something real quick. Actually, I'll go get you. I'll get you in here right now. Hey, what's up, Redeemin? How you doing?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Stand by, Redeemin. I'm going to show share screen real quick.
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay. I want to read this story to you guys. This is coming from the Courthouse News Service. I don't know if you guys have ever seen or heard about this website or news agency. But anyways, it's called Philadelphia Man Freed After 12 Years in Prison. City Reckons with Wrongful Convictions. And you guys have heard me before, folks, talk about wrongful convictions and what happens and what causes wrongful convictions in the first place. And one of the major things that you guys don't know about is wrongful convictions are basically caused by eyewitness error situations.
Yes.
That is where a lot of these wrongful convictions happen. And if we can nip this in the butt, I think we can eliminate a lot of all these wrongful conviction cases. Anyway, go ahead, read it. No, go ahead.
That is true. Unfortunately, the states don't want to say they were wrong because they don't want to pay the wrongfully convicted any money or help or own up to the mistakes at all.
Correct. No, you're absolutely correct. And
Well,
again, because it's like a pride thing for them. But go ahead, Tim.
It's a pride thing, but it's also a legality thing because once you open one wrongful conviction up with a DA, then it opens a floodgate for a bunch of other people to come in and say they were wrongfully convicted under the same case because they can use that case law against the state. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. And that's why a lot of laws don't get changed too, because every time you bring precedent to things. Yeah. And we can talk about that in a bit, but I want you to go ahead and finish, Jay. I just wanted to say that. That's another reason why.
Oh, I get it. Go ahead, Redeemin.
Nah, you good. That was on me. I was like, I thought I'd say something too. Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you're right. You're right. We got to speak up.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Redeemin, your voice matters up in here, so don't feel like you're going to be wrongful or be offended anything up in here. You're good, brother.
Thanks.
All right. So anyways, as you guys can see, the title says Philadelphia Man Freed After 12 Years. Now imagine doing 12 years and you can't get that back. 12 years in prison. City reckons with wrongful convictions. That's another wrongful conviction story. And I get so sick and tired of hearing these. Anyways, moving on. Since 1973, only Chicago has exonerated more death row inmates than Philadelphia. Imagine that. According to the Death Row Penalty Information Center. And you can go, wait, let me see if I can do this. Right there, guys, and check out more information if you want it. There it is. This is the gentleman that looks like that got freed. Good for him. So here's the story on this, and I'll be as brief if I can. There's a lot here to digest. If again, guys, you want to read this whole thing in its entirety on your own, time, leisure, and all that, you can do that. But I'm going to go briefly by this because I got more stuff, and I only have an hour. So, anyways, Philadelphia, a man convicted of a 2011 attempted murder of a South Philadelphia family and imprisoned for over a decade is now free. Kudos to him. After a federal judge on Monday found him innocent of all charges. Now, again, the bigger question is right here. Hold on. Where did it go? Right here, if you guys can see it on your screen. What made them find him innocent? Why couldn't they do this at the beginning? Anyways, Judge James Eisenhower, I think I said that right, Monday morning granted the district attorney's motion to drop all charges against C.J. Rice, who was sentenced in 2013 to a prison term of 30 to 60 years. Imagine that. 60 years, guys, of your life gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get it back.
There's one on TikTok, 44 years he served. And both
And
his
how do
mother
you
and
make up
father died.
that time lost, though, guys,
They
ladies and
paid
gentlemen?
him $750K for 44 years of his life, and both of his parents died. His mom died 30 days right before he got out.
That's not enough.
His dad's dying words to his sister were, "Tell your brother I did everything I could to get him out."
Yeah, that's not enough. It should have been a lot more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They should have been free counseling for him, no questions asked.
Well, if you guys don't know this, it's actually $5,000 a day.
Yeah.
So if you do the math, that's 5,000. How many days he was gone?
Mm.
Yeah.
I can't count.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
24 hours in a day.
Yeah, no. Well, according to what I've researched, if you're trying to do a lawsuit and you shouldn't be like, say, for example, in solitary confinement, you get what is it, 5,000 a day until the case is closed if you're still in the hole. So, if that information is correct, he should sue for 5,000 a day as long as he was locked up. So, how many days was he locked up? There you go. That should be his paycheck. All right. Let's see here. Where was I? Anyways, oh, you guys are good. So it says here, we are thrilled at today's outcome. Rice's counsel said in a statement, this ends a lengthy order for CJ, who was forced to grow up in prison, incarcerated. So I think if he was, how long? He did 12 years. So 12 years times 5.
12 times 5, that's about 60 years. 60 grand.
Yeah, it should be a pretty big, hefty paycheck.
Hang on.
But there you guys go. And I just wanted to kind of share you with this. This is a March 20th, 2024. So this must be current. This must just happened. But you guys can go check it out again right here at Courthouse News Service, and let them know Jay sent you if you want to check this out. But that's what's up with that. But I wanted to go back to what I was talking about at the beginning of this gun stuff. And here it is. This is where this is all starting. This is the reason I'm so dang excited, for me anyways, and all other felons. Here it is. Can you guys see this on your screen?
I can see it.
I can see it.
I'm going to go ahead and play this and let you guys hear all the information in it. Again, all credit goes to the Wave website that put this on. So here it is in its entirety, uncut on them. Here it is. If it'll play. Come on. There it goes. And it has ads. What's new?
That's okay.
Wait.
So while
Gotta
the
get their
ad
money.
is going on, I'm going to say something while the ad's on. That estimates out to be about $1 million, a little over $1 million a year.
The IRS can't touch it.
Thank you, Tammy.
Gun rights of convicted felons.
Circuit Court Judge Melissa Logan Bells just dismissed a gun charge against a felon because she said taking away his gun is unconstitutional.
Wave News troubleshooter
There you go.
Martinez spoke to the attorney who wrote the motion to dismiss the charge for a debate that's giving both parties a right to their money.
That attorney basically said, where in the Second Amendment does it say felons can't have guns?
There you go.
This ruling is what everyone at the courthouse is talking about, and it's turning common arguments on their head.
Which is more
Amen.
important, arms or protecting people from felons that have guns.
It's a question now posed after Jefferson County Circuit Court Judge Melissa Logan Bellows ruled the Second Amendment protects the gun rights of felons too. Bellows is a conservative judge. Her ruling, though, is likely
Conservative? Now that's an eye opener.
Yeah.
also tough on crime.
A lot of gun activists hold their hat on everyone can have a gun, but not the convicted felons.
The ruling came in the case against Corey Frazier. He faced a gun charge as a felon. His attorney, Rob Eggert, filed the motions to dismiss in October. Attorney Tricia Lister wrote that motion. She told me the possession by a gun
Let's
disarmed
just go.
70% of those prosecuted being a minority. I asked if she was worried about violent offenders having guns again. She replied, the law should apply equally to everyone. The company said Judge Bellows has deviated from well-established precedent and norms, stating, quote, judges can make their own interpretations regarding the law, but they are subject to appellate scrutiny, which provides checks and balances on the judicial system. They
I just
are
thought of something.
landing the case before the Supreme Court.
I think not all convicted felons are the same.
There you go.
Don't
Kentucky
forget it. So you can
law
tell us.
For a violent felon, or you used a gun in a felony, or you have hurt someone, then you cannot own a gun.
Here's the rundown on Frazier. He has prior convictions for trafficking drugs, possession of drugs, wanton endangerment, and using a fraudulent credit card. He's been caught before for having a gun as a felon and was also charged with domestic violence, which was amended down to disorderly conduct. He's also violated his diversion and his probation in the past. We have full statements online right now and the arguments filed so that you can read them for yourself. Natalia Martinez, Wave News.
All right. Thank you so much, Natalia.
So what do you guys think about
Is
that?
that in Texas?
Hold on a second. I don't know why that's doing that. Let me come back. God dang it. Hold on. Why is it doing that?
Well, if it makes you feel better, they just like playing that. They just want to get the money by playing that ad.
Yeah. Well, you guys saw firsthand right there, anyways, that what I've been talking about. When I heard this, I was like ecstatic. I hope this whole thing comes true, and I hope other states follow
It
suit.
will. I mean, there are other states that are, I've seen a whole bunch of YouTube videos and TikToks on it because I've been searching out specific stuff lately, trying to compile a bunch of stuff. What were you going to say, redeeming that you said, hey, that reminds me, or I just had a thought. What was it?
Well, I believe you and I talked in an email, correct?
Yes, we've been going back and forth. Yes, quite a
And oh yes, and I'm glad that we are on the same level, even if not to a T. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you, but not everyone's the same. And the point is, we want everyone to stop being a threat and actually improve their lives, redeem themselves, not just to themselves, but to the communities, their families, friends, if they want to give them a chance. But more importantly, we want people to, because let's be honest, each generation, we turn a blind eye to a lot of stuff. In truth, we need to not only help those who are convicted, but also those who are falsely accused. We want people to stop being within that mindset and, be better,
Exactly.
redeeming. Since this is in your, I'm trying to come up with a name of my nonprofit that I want to start, that I want to branch out. I want to be all over the United States. I want to help other people engage and help people when they come out of the system. So say I had a felon that came out of the system here and we want to give somebody a new life. I'm going to try and make this quick. I had a felon that recently fixed my car. I was abandoned. I was broke down in a really bad place, but not bad place, but broke down in the middle of the night almost. And these two felons helped me and fixed my car. Okay. And then I took it back to them. They fixed it enough to get me home. And then I took it back to them 2 hours away to fix it Okay. And I asked one of the felons, the main guy, I asked him, I said, can you tell me? I said, I want to know firsthand from you, what caused you to go back to prison?
Good
And he
question.
said to me, this was what he said to me. He said, money. He said, I could not get a job. I
Mm,
had to go back to where I was. I had to hang out with the same people that I can. I said, well, let me ask you something. I said, if somebody like myself had taken and helped you find placement, to have a place to live, to have services available to you, to get counseling, to get help with any kind of addiction you may have had, to continue that journey of going to AA or NA, and helped you to get hooked up with organizations to get a job, a decent paying job, would you have taken that opportunity, or would you have went back to what you know? And he said, I would have taken the opportunity. He said, because I have a son and I wanted to do right by him. I didn't
well,
want to go back again.
I mean, dude, we are not exclusive, to be honest. We
No.
are ex, we are, what you call it? Inclusive. That's the word, right? Inclusive?
Yes, that's a word. Yeah, that's the word.
Thank you. We're all about, I mean, if we get diversion classes within certain reasons,
Mhm.
diversion classes, but also have classes in the, in the bars, and have certified people, not just licensed, but maybe regular Joes who also want change and want their tax dollars to be, utilized properly. Yes, and we also want people's records expunged, so that way, or at the very least sealed, so that way everyone can have a fighting opportunity to not only go into like the libraries, schools, but also get better jobs like careers.
Well, and think, how hard is it to be supportive of your children and your family if you're at SO and you're on a registry and you can't even attend their school functions with your wife or husband and watch your kid graduate, or
Right.
go take your kid to a function, a science fair, or whatever it may be, or
Right.
go watch them play baseball or soccer, or whatever it's the swim team, whatever it is, whatever it may be. Once you've done paid your debt to society, I think the only people that need to know where you live or what you're doing should be the people that you answer to. I mean, if we have to monitor, if that's, I get the whole, I'm going to get a lot of hate speech for saying all this, but I mean, I think that we are doing more harm by excluding those individuals, both guilty and innocent,
Hmm.
by putting them on these registries. I think it is doing a lot more harm to everybody included, not
Well,
just the village. We're harming
Ourselves.
ourselves.
it's a
Well,
it's a tool too for the vigilantes.
oh yeah, get rid of
That's
that.
what I'm saying. That's, and it's allowing people that are using the system to manipulate and get people incarcerated. It's giving them the tools and means to do so.
Mhm.
And then we've got the profiteering on the other end. Did that video not say 70%? Yes, Rose, agree with you 100%. Didn't the vigilante, didn't they say, I'm sorry, not vigilante, I'm getting off base, 70% were minorities on that video?
I
Okay.
think it's close around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they said 70%. Well, that doesn't friggin' surprise me one bit.
Right.
And the same people who want the registry may have some closeted skeletons of doing the same shit in their own houses, but they don't want to say they were in the wrong.
Right.
Or the same people who say they always knew they were weird, but may have had a hand in making a monster out of them. they also are just as much responsible.
Right.
If we went and
Hi,
hired
Rose.
investigators, like a lot of spent the money, had the money, and we took, say, even one case, and we investigated the DAs on there and the investigators and the police officers and the judge. If we went in all their backyards and we dug up all their shit, I promise you, we'd be like, where are the handcuffs? Hand them to me. Let's go.
Get the cameras. Get it. Let's get it live streamed.
Yeah.
World star.
This is going to be a major game changer, though, guys. I was like so excited when I came across those couple
Yes.
of videos there. That's amazing. And I want to say hi, Rose. Rose, I wanted to let you know if you can hear me in here tonight. I tried getting a hold of you through everything that you were sending me through email, whatnot, but nothing seems to be working. So I don't know how I'm going to reach you or contact you. I tried texting you too. Did you get it? Because I don't know. I tried to do everything on my end for you to get a hold of you to touch base with you, but nothing's working. So what else do you have in mind? Anyways, with that, welcome to the show. Anyways, Rose. So anyways, yeah, you guys are on fire. So this is my take on this. Is where I'm hoping this will go. Number one, if this gun thing changes, this is what I'm hoping happens. Once this is fixed, I think this will be a major turning point for the other topic we were talking about just now, the res, and getting this changed, reformed, or abolished. What do you guys think?
That'll be great. Also, if people want to unlearn the bad stuff, and be more productive and be more trustworthy with people, especially with those that they care about, we as a nation should help them unlearn that shit. Help them learn why it's not cool. You know, I mean, we all talk about how we pay our debts to society, but let's be honest. Each generation within society, things change, and looking at it now, it's been changing for the worse. Like they're kind of low key allowing a lot of stuff to go wrong, and they're not really doing much. So
yeah, like redeeming. Think about it, the Epstein stuff. Let's pull that out there with this.
Oh yeah, Epstein was a.
How many of those people? How many more people have they arrested? Can you all tell me? None. It's ridiculous. Like why?
And
why
we're still on the list. Just give us the list. Give us the list, man.
It's amazing. Who are they protecting?
See what happens when you have a certain amount of power?
Yeah, money is power. This is what Rick
Money
Sattardi
talks.
told me.
Money talks, shit walks. Money turns a blind eye.
He said the case was about money, power, and control. My husband's case was about money, power, and control.
Absolutely. What else is it?
Exactly. And I was like, really? Dipshit, really? Come on, let's go.
And they've been doing this for years and years, and y'all are just going to let this slide? Y'all just enabling this shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
and
the reason why.
There's another island. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'll find out. But so redeeming, I want to say this real quick. I want to read this. I read it to Jay the other day. It's one line, Jay, I promise.
Oh no, you're good.
Don't
worry.
Do it. It's that one line.
It's redemption, the action of saving or being saved from sin, error like mistake, or evil. Now, y'all think about that. From sin, error, or evil. Everybody looks at redemption as like, oh, you did something wrong. Error is in there as well.
Yeah.
So there are people that are being redeemed that did absolutely nothing wrong. They were put out there and they said, oh, that's a black man. Oh, that's a Mexican man. Oh, that's a poor white guy. We're going to grab him, whatever they call. Yeah, poor white trash, whatever. I'm going to call it how, I'm white.
Major dumpster fire, isn't it?
Whatever the hell y'all want to get mad at. Let's grab them. And we're going to hem them up because we're going to close this case this this way.
Yeah.
It's the same mentality that they had back in the day of the town square where they took them and put them on a rope and they hung them.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the same shit all over again. No different. And do they deserve their guns back? The reason they don't want to give them their guns back is they're afraid they might actually defend themselves.
That's why they don't want me to have mine.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they're scared. They're scared to get their just. How do I put this? Their just desserts. Imagine that. Sorry, Jay.
Imagine that. Thank you, buddy.
No problem. Sorry. If you want to sue me, please don't. I don't have enough money and all that stuff.
Hey, brother, you don't have to worry about all that happening because I invited you.
You have the right to say whatever you want. Let me tell you.
Freedom of speech. I know.
Too funny. Too funny.
Don't worry. We all believe in. I mean, we do believe that we have to right the wrongs of what we've done, not just as citizens, but as individuals.
Yeah.
We need.
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, my friend, real quick. And it's not sound like a weird question, but I just want to see where your mindset's on it. You know, I've done shows for a while now. I've been on the air since 2018.
Cool.
And you know, this is the thing. How do you feel about sentencing as a whole? Now, keep in mind, I already kind of know where your answer is on this, but respectfully, do you see like sentencing to be like, I don't know, like hardcore, like massive amount of sentencing, or do you think sentencing should be just like, depending on the crime, of course, obviously, do you think sentencing should be lenient, or do you think sentencing should be tough?
To be honest, I'm not like low key. To be honest with you, based on. Thank you, Rose.
Stand by, Rose. Go ahead.
To be brutally honest with you, I'm not exactly proficient with politics, but I do know this much. And this is being the key word is moderation. Moderation. I mean, it depends on the severity of the crime. That's one. I mean, what happened, and I prefer like breaking everything down to its simplest forms. You know, and I guess you can say this is like math, if you will, because each aspect of it is like a math. And then there's a whole study of the person. Like if this is their first time and if they're actually, and also we don't know, because this could happen to anyone regardless of age. And
contributing factors.
Amen.
You know,
I get what you're saying, my friend. I get what you're saying because it kind of goes back to the next question I have for all people on the panel. Do you think we should keep and operate juvenile detention centers, or should we get rid of those?
The what centers?
Juvenile.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We do need juvie. Well, to be brutally honest with you, as much as we believe that they're just kids, but at the same time, and you notice the mindset, that's true. But given the whole circumstances of how things are, and I may have sent you some videos on severity of crimes led by each generations of minors and or young adults or even adults. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. We do need juvie. We do need juvenile. Hi, Cynthia. We do need we do need something like prisons, especially for juveniles, because if we put juveniles in adult prisons, well, let's be honest, it's going to be hell.
They're moving towards that a lot. I just want to let you know there was like an 11-year-old sentenced to an adult.
For what? What does this 11-year-old do that's so bad?
If you want my take on it,
it was murder, to be honest. But here's the problem. Go ahead, Jay.
Sorry, Tammy, I apologize.
No, go ahead.
If you want my take on it, I think we should not have juvenile detention centers, and here's why. Again, and I agree with your comment, Redeeman. This is nothing against you and your belief on it, but me personally, I think we should get rid of them, and here's why. Number one, our juveniles' brains are not fully developed until age 25. So these kids do not know what they're doing. So does punishment work for these kids? No. I think what they need is a firmer, stern education type aspect within the home or somewhere where they can get it. And I'm not talking public schools. Public schools are crap. So in my personal opinion, I think that these kids will learn a lot more if they were being taught how to be more respectful for themselves and their peers. Your guys' take on that real quick?
Actually, now hearing it from you, I suppose we could. I
agree with Rose too on that one. That's a tough one.
Now that I think about hearing it from you, I guess I can agree and disagree. But then again, however, I will agree with you far more than disagree with you, honestly, because let's be honest, this can happen to anyone regardless of age. And maybe we do need to educate people about these things, because let's be honest, every generation's only been specifically been educated about small things. Not everyone's going to be educated, and you're right about a few things. The public schools ain't shit.
Well,
Never has been.
What's your take, Tammy? What's your take, Tammy?
I gotta jump in this one. So I worked with kids for 20 years, and I've worked in private sector, public, and government with kids.
Okay.
And I've run daycares, and I have taught and worked with aggressive behavior children.
Yeah, what causes
I've seen 90% it's the home environment. 90%. I will tell you from firsthand experience. But then here's the other problem. I have a friend right now that has a child who has violent outbursts. He has behavioral issues, major behavioral. She is the sweetest, kindest person. She's a single parent who is raising her child, but also taking care of her parents. And because of the economy, people are jumping in together.
Yeah. So,
and this child is abusing having these uncontrollable mental breakdowns. And because of insurance, the way the insurance is set up, it's not accepted for behavioral therapy. So here's another whole criminal shit that you got to deal with, because I don't care what somebody has, what problem, and I don't care what age they are. Everyone in this friggin' country or all over the world should have access to mental health help.
Boom.
Okay.
Behavioral help. And we
question.
And that's the problem.
But instead, we build more prisons.
Wait, Tammy.
Yes.
And this, as someone who may have behavioral issues, and I didn't know about all this until like I was out of college, and my parents never told me specifically or why I wasn't special ed all these years. Is she like actually diagnosed with autism by a legit specialist who deals with the autism?
Yes, he has that, but he also has other mental health issues.
ADHD?
And his father, it's even worse than that. His father is diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Oh.
And the mother and the father are not together, but found out the father had schizophrenia biologically. And so we have these damn medical doctors. Let me just throw everybody under the bus. From CPS to the school counselor to the medical profession to everybody involved. Everyone.
Yeah.
This child is being failed. The parent is being failed.
Yeah.
By that system.
Lock them up.
So where is this kid going to end up? Tell me, where is this kid going to end up? Let's take a vote.
Duh.
That we all can guess, all three of us.
Prison
or grave.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because he's being failed and he's only like 10 or 11.
No one wants to do anything with it because it's too much work, too expensive. So what we'd rather do is lock them up. There's more money in that. And then if we don't have the room, we'll build new prisons.
Cynthia even said prison. And
if you want behavioral problems to go away, help teach. I mean,
That's the key word, my friend. Help, but nobody wants to.
And
and
that is
people,
why I quit working with kids, because I saw this over and over and over and over again, because I saw multiple children. I saw a 3-year-old child on a military base stab another teacher in her leg in our
what?
little lunchroom.
Wait.
Spot
For
on,
real.
Cynthia. Spot on, Cynthia. Thank you.
Wait. A 3-year-old?
A 3-year-old child stabbed another teacher in her leg and in the back of her calf
Now, you wouldn't
in
think a
our
3-year-old
little
would want to do that.
lunchroom.
I know.
Now, you
And the
would think
father was
mentally.
a military pilot. The mom
Yeah.
and dad were the nicest people in the world, but something
So
happened to that child. Look, Jay,
again,
just like you
what
said, mental. But what if he
this
had
is going to have
something
to be
wrong with his brain?
two-part session. Yeah, this is going to have to be a two-part session,
Yeah.
guys. Because again, how does a 3-year-old know anything about that kind of
They
shit?
don't. Something in the brain wasn't connecting somewhere. Look
Well,
at all our serial killers.
I
Look
think
at
they're
their
being
brain scans.
possibly taught. They're not born.
No.
Um,
Sometimes, like, it can be born. Look, if you have problems, look at all this medication and crap they used to have people on. They'd have
the
these
young,
babies, and now they're suing everybody. And what's going on is that something in their brain chemistry isn't firing from one place to another, or they have something wrong because they lost oxygen, or it's a derivative of a medicine the mom was on, or whatever. There are medical reasons sometimes for this shit, and we're not gonna, everybody's protecting
Yeah.
other
It,
things, and so we're
it's
not
just
getting to the truth.
it's quick. Just lock them up and throw away the key. It's easier.
here's an idea. Why
Yeah.
don't you just, I mean, I know I'm actually a member of a Facebook group called the Legal Reform for Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. Um, I would I would look them up on Facebook if possible. Also, we should advocate for those within special needs to get more help, not prison, but more help. Like, not everyone was given those resources. We're always forced to try and do the best we can. Do the best you can and work your hardest. It's going to take time, even for those who are even high functional. Not everyone's going to be educated on this whole societal norms and how to work in society. And you got a lot of people who may have committed crimes with those said developmental disabilities. And I'll say this as a side note: do not lump developmental disabilities with mental illness. They're not the same, and they
There's
never will
two
be.
different issues
Right.
going on there, right there. And young centrist, you are absolutely right. We do need more counselors and therapists, but what we need most of all, honest to God, is more humanity in this world. We need people to stop looking
I'm
at
out.
the numbers of
Have a
what
good.
something
I'm out. Have a good day,
costs.
y'all.
Okay, take care, buddy.
Bye. And so stop looking at what something costs and start putting our time into it, right, Jay? I mean, like, seriously, if you see somebody suffering and hurting, are you going to keep walking by because you don't want to spend money to walk across the street and save the little old lady that needs to cross the street? Or are you going to go out there and help her?
No. I was going to be, and this is sarcastic. I already know the answer to that. Obviously, I would help
go
them,
ahead.
but keep in mind, no, it's the lock them up and throw away the key scenario.
Yes, it is, because they make money off of that.
There you go. Well,
Body
with that
parts and
note,
all.
guys, we are just basically 1 minute for my hour being gone. But nonetheless, guys, we're going to probably do a part 2 session on this. You guys have been awesome in the chat. I love every single one of you. Rose, if you're still here, email me real quick so we can talk and figure out other issues to connect. I do apologize on the issue. I understand that, you know, you're long distance and I'm here. It makes it difficult. We'll figure it out. To everybody in the chat, Cynthia, thanks so much for tuning in. It doesn't matter if you're late. You're being here is what matters the most. Again, all my thoughts and prayers are going over there for you and what's going on with you.
Dear.
Love you, Cynthia. Reach out if you need somebody to talk to. I'm here. And same thing with you, Tammy. I'm here for you and vice versa. We're all here as a team. This is a big-ass community, and I love and respect every one of you guys. Man, you guys are great. Let's see. Rose said, great conversation today. Trophy Yellow smiling. Okay. Trophy.
Y'all go
Oh.
check out Jay's merch, man. He needs the support to keep going.
Yeah, if you guys can support me in any way, shape, or form, you guys can. I greatly appreciate it because, again, this is all out of pocket expense doing this. So I got to keep the internet paid so I can do these shows.
Exactly.
Anyways, guys, it's been a pleasure, Tammy. If you want to stay after and talk real quick, we can do that.
Yeah,
but I got to
we
cut
can.
live. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Jay. This has been another great podcast right here from Inside Out. Good night, everybody. Take care. Peace.
Good night.